Well, as a student, I usually ask my colleagues what meaning we associate with the term First Republic, Second Republic, Third Republic, and now Fourth Republic. In other words, what is the meaning of Ghana being in the Fourth Republic? Or what do we mean when we say the Fourth Republican Constitution? And trust me, whenever I ask this question, and some who try to answer, they usually tell me, okay, before 1992, we used to have coup d'etats, right? We used to have political instability, military junta, and because we are now in a constitutional rule, that is why we are having a fourth republican constitution. So I usually disagree by asking them the question, what then is a republic? They say, oh, a republic is a country that has come out of political instability, meaning we are no more under military rule, and then we've decided to use a constitution. So I tell them, okay, what they said is closer to the truth. However, I try to draw their understanding to the fact that in 1960, where we had the first Republican Constitution, we never had any report of coup d'etat. So how do we navigate through that controversy? And they are unable to make a meaning out of that. So then, what is meant by a republic is um, a country which is being governed by a native of that country. Let me put it simply. Ghana in 1960 was being governed by Kwame Nkrumah. Another person may ask me, what about 1957? We had Kwame Nkrumah. Yes, Kwame Nkrumah was the head of state, but not entirely. He was only a prime minister, with the Queen of England still being the leader, right? But in 1960, we became a republic. 1st July 1960, that was when the last governor of the Gold Coast left, Lord Listowel, and then Kwame Nkrumah became fully president. So that was when we had it. Remember, in 1957 too, we had a constitution, but we called it the Independence Constitution. So then, the first Republican Constitution, it ended in 1966 when Kutuka and his allies overthrew Nkrumah under the National Liberation Council, right? So the First Republic had come to an end because the constitution that guaranteed the republic had been taken away. Then the National Liberation Council gave power back to a civilian government in 1969 under the Progress Party, under the leadership of Prime Minister Buzia and President Edward Akufo-Addo, right, the father of the former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. All right. So they also continued ruling until 1972, when the National Redemption Council, under the rulership of Colonel Ignatius Kutu Achampong, also overthrew them. That was also a military government. So they also went on and they effected a name change in 1975 as Supreme Military Council, right? So still under the rulership of Colonel Ignatius Kutu Achampong. And then as time went on, somewhere around 1978, Supreme Military Council 2 also ousted the Supreme Military Council 1. Supreme Military Council 2 under the leadership of General Frederick Williams Akufo. He also ousted Colonel Ignatius Kutu Achampong with his government making up the Supreme Military Council 1. And this Supreme Military Council 2 were also taken away by the Rawlings government in 1979. And then Rawlings came into power under the name Armed Force Revolutionary Council. And then he ruled for about 2 weeks, and then he made way for a civilian government to come and take control of the government business. An election was conducted, and I think PNP, under the rulership of Dr. Hilary Man, which made him the president of the country from 1979. And then on 31st December 1981, Rawlings, under the new name Provisional National Defense Council, PNDC, came and overthrew him. And that was when the Third Republican Constitution had gone away. So First Republican Constitution was in 1960, and then it was overthrown. And then Second Republic came in 1969, and then it was overthrown. Third Republic came in 1979, and it was overthrown in 1981. Then PNDC took on until 1992. So 1992, he was forced by um, economic pressures from different parts of the world, especially the West. So he had to succumb to democracy and then call in for constitutional rule, which made way for him to come up Ghanaians decided to go in for the 1992 constitution through voting, and then he became a president of the country. And then Rawlings changed from PNDC to NDC, from Provisional National Defense Council to the National Democratic Congress. So this is basically how we have transitioned to constitutional rule, which has made us metamorphosed into what we call the Fourth Republic government or Fourth Republican constitution as we are having now.